Well,
One name I don't hear on there. The Hangman. Where's Dan Hooker at, dude? Who's Dan Hooker? I want Dan Hooker on this card. Big card in Australia, and I want it to be a big fight, dude.
well, remember, he said that he was fighting Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And then he said, I just made it up. I mean, I think he was probably just trying to will it into action, but you never know. Maybe he gets on that card. Ilia Topuria. Mm-hmm. What is going on with Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski? They're the three top featherweights. They're three of the biggest stars in the sport. Ilia Topuria just smoked Volkanovski after a crazy run towards the title. You know, he's a massive star in Spain. He fought in February. We're now in July. What is going on, Harrington? Like, I'm asking you, like, you've got the inside scoop. I'm looking at the notes.
Well, I guess it depends who you ask. According to Ilia Topuria, he says you should ask Holloway. First, he said he needed time to make weight. Then he had family stuff to attend to. There are many names that say they want to fight me in public, so I hope someone backs up their words. This is what I do. I'm a fighter. He said that in reference to the Abu Dhabi card. He's very locked in on fighting in October, mainly because he wants to fight on a card that is going to be on in prime time in Spain. Like, that's his big motivator for getting on the Abu Dhabi card. You ask Max Holloway, he says that's 100% bullshit. He said, here's how you know it's bullshit, because anytime a fighter says, it's all on that guy's side, like, I've signed my paperwork, I'm just waiting for him, you know it's always on that guy's side. Like, there's something he's doing to hold up negotiations, and that's true in 100% of fighter interviews.
Yeah, I see people online, because I did see some of those tweets. And so I looked at the responses in the comment section on Twitter, which is always a good time. And people are like, Topuria is scared. He doesn't want to fight Max Holloway. There's nothing about the performances of Ilia Topuria that's going to make me think that he's scared of anybody. He's the champion of the world. He knocked out Volkanovski, a man that beat Holloway 3 times, let's remember. And of course, styles make fights. I'm very, very much aware of that. And Max Holloway, of course, is on top of the world now. You know, he is... I mean, the way he beat Justin Gaethje just reminded to the world not only how good he is, how good he can be. Because that was the best performance from Max Holloway with the best finish. I mean, the win streak that he went on, some of the people that he beat, you know, the way he would beat down Jose Aldo, when he beat Arnold Allen, you know, he was just a step above everybody, you know, but...
Calvin Cater talking to the broadcasters.
Yeah, I'm the best boxer in the UFC, brah. But to face plant KO Justin Gaethje, one of the most scariest guys in the lightweight division, to knock it, to beat him at his own game the entire time, to almost finish him multiple times, the spinning back kicks that he landed on him, you know, and then at the end to do the classic Max Holloway and to knock him out fucking cold. His stock has never been higher. So that is the fight to make. It's so bad. I feel so bad for Volkanovski, because all the talk was immediate rematch. But this is a massive blessing in disguise, because Volkanovski, you got to remember, he was the man, pound for pound #1, the champion, and all the rest of it. Loses to Islam, beats Yair, I think it was, gets knocked out against Islam, gets knocked out against Ilia Topuria. So he's lost 3 out of his last 4. That's quite the fall from grace. And we know all about the old man stuff, being 35 years old. He played up to it at the press conference, the way he walked out, you know, with a flat cap on the cane. Brilliant, brilliant. But that is a curse and a stat for a reason. And when you get knocked out your last 2, rushing back in was not the best thing. So him versus Max Holloway, I say they should do it at the bloody Sphere.
Ooh. That's the first time hearing of this. That actually... I like that a lot. I mean, Max Holloway is, you know, like that. Talk about a guy who embodies the Mexican fighter. You know, I get that he's Hawaiian,
not Mexican.
Yeah. I get it. But tell me his style does not scream, you know, Mexican boxer like the good old days.
What country? Sorry. What language do they speak in Mexico?
Spanish.
Where is Ilia Topuria from?
Spain.
There's a little bit of a tie-in.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, That's why I picked Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega, because I'm telling you right now, if you could put Yair Rodriguez versus Ilia Topuria at the top of this Noche UFC card, I mean, you might actually have like a second Mexican revolution at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It would be absolute pandemonium. But no, I think that yeah, I mean, for sure, a Spanish speaking person at the top of the card, you know, versus somebody like Max Holloway, who is without a doubt one of the biggest stars in the UFC right now. You know, if you want to blow the roof off that place, that might be it. But I could also see it working in Abu Dhabi. And then you also have, think about this, you got Islam Makhachev at the top of the card in Abu Dhabi. You've got Ilia Topuria, who's been openly talking about moving up to another weight class. Put those two on the same card.
Stop it. It's too soon. All this talk of jumping ship, of becoming a 2-weight division champion, it would be his first defense. It has to be 3 defenses minimum before people start talking about that. Of course, that's only my kind of threshold and my kind of, you know, but you got to defend it multiple times. You can't win one fight, defend it once and go, right, now I want the next one. No way. It doesn't work like that. It's not fair on all the other contenders. But speaking of Volkanovski, because he's the odd man out in all of that, I'm seeing rumors online. I was just Googling there. I can't seem to find it. When I go on all, not news, breaking. Who is this? This is like one of these crap. MMA Daily, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Justin Gaethje versus Alexander Volkanovski. That is according to MMA Daily on YouTube. Because Volkanovski has been calling out everybody. He's been dying to fight, itching to fight. We know that he said at that press conference why he fought Islam, because he just needs to keep his mind going. It's good for him to be going through a process, going through a training camp, staying busy, staying active, making money. I totally get all of those things. And it's been a little bit now. What has it been? 6 months? 6 months or so? 5 months since his last fight? And at 35, Volkanovski hasn't really got any time to waste. I don't know about him and Justin Gaethje, but why not? Gaethje just got beat off Max Holloway. The point I'm making is they're kind of in the same ballpark.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we've seen Volkanovski go at toe-to-toe with the very top of the lightweight division in Islam Makhachev, so I have absolutely no fear in him. He did make a statement that said he will not take another fight at featherweight, except for the rematch against Ilia Topuria. So he has been calling for a fight at 155. I think some of the names he called out were Oliveira and Dustin Poirier, but man, Justin Gaethje is, I mean, you know, he's right there next to those two names, and those three have all fought each other a number of times. So it's like, yeah, any one of those top tier guys at 155 versus Volkanovski is an extremely fun fight. Who doesn't want to see that?
Yeah, no, of course. Just speaking of Justin Gaethje, I was with him in Atlanta recently on a little filming thing, weren't I? I posted a little video of me, a little picture, me, Kamaru, John Anik, and Justin Gaethje. Gaethje, he might be one of my favorite people. Because there was a bit of back and forth. He was talking shit about me because I was apparently biased for Leon. I wasn't. I was just calling it as I saw it. But I respect him, you know, looking out for his teammate Kamaru and all the rest of it. And then I said that, you know, he might lose the title fight. It might be Dustin Poirier that fights Islam. And he came out on Twitter, was like, Bisping's talking bollocks and all the rest of it. And I stayed out of it. I was like, I'll be the bigger man. I'll just ignore it. And then I spent some time with him in Atlanta. The man's an animal. Let's just put it like that. I mean, he was out of camp. He was enjoying himself, but he was still doing his job. He was doing what he was there to do at a very, very high level and enjoying himself at a very high level as well. And I'll be honest, that gets my respect. You're burning the candle at both ends, and he's burning the out of both of them. You know, so fair play to him. Right.